Okay, so I wanted to make a video. This one's got to be quick, unfortunately. I say that every time, but I'm doing my best because I don't have a lot of time. Right now, I got something going on. But anyway, this one is focused on features that are kind of overlooked and not really used much, that I'm starting to use and notice. And I'm always like that. I'm weird. I always find the features that nobody uses, and I use those for some reason. I don't know. That's just me. But anyway, and one of those features I kind of spoke on in a previous video, it's called the shuffle, which I thought was the basically like a swing. And I don't, to this moment, I'll be honest, I don't fully know if it is or not. It does do something though, and I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to play this loop. Hold on. And I'm going to mute out. So there's the hats. Now I did those step sequence. I didn't do. So I don't know. It sounds like it's kind of shuffling. But I may be wrong, but that's real simple. Now, I personally don't think that's the greatest sound. I think you can do those hi-hats probably by hand and get a little more realism out of them. But it's not bad. Put a little reverb on it, maybe. Not that dang much. And I just wanted it to sound like that a little bit different than with. Okay, so that's one feature. The other feature I did a video on, but I still, to this moment, don't see anybody using it or did a video on it, other than Roland, I think, made one video about it. So it's kind of another feature that I think is slept on. And maybe it's slept on because it's the step sequence. It works with the step sequencer, which is kind of like something that a lot of people that use these machines don't probably too much mess with. And that may be why I don't see much about it. More people probably use it as an effect box and so on and so forth. So if you go into pattern, I'm going to go into record. I'm going to use the same one. And then I'm going to go to the, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's make a copy so I don't mess up what I already have. And I'm going to go into this one, TREC. I'm going to hit record. Now what I'm going to do for the sake of hearing this is I'm going to go where I was going to go. All right. I guess I have to go in here and mute it. I'm going to mute the keys so you can hear it. Record. I guess I can't do it that way. Whatever. So, how would I get that out of there? I don't know how to mute this live while it's going while I'm in the record to show you the feature. All right. You know what? This is a copy, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to remove that. All right. So it's removed. So let's do this feature. So I'm going to use it with the hats because it's the primary place I would use it. So it's the motion feature. So you have the start and shuffle here that you can make something shuffle. Like if you don't want the whole thing to shuffle, you could just shuffle parts of it. But at the beginning, it'll ask you if you want to, when you go into record, if you want to shuffle that whole segment or whatever. So I'm not sure why it's like that, but it is. So the motion is under roll. So you see motion waiting. So if you want to motion the velocity, and what I mean by motion is to make it sway. And I'm going to change that first one to this. Because I did it a little strong on that first one. So let's see. that's kind of cool. Like if you're into step sequencing and you don't want to, and you're having a hard time getting that swing that you want, hold the roll button and move the velocity just in small increments, just back and forth. And it kind of gives you that little swing with the hats. I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a hidden feature, but it's one that I never see you use. And so I'm just like, I might as well show it again. So again, all it is, set up your hats the way you want them throughout your bars, right? I have 4 bars here. You can see they're all set up. You don't have to do a lot to them. In fact, you don't even have to put them in the velocity you want them in. Just crank them all in there, and then hold roll while it's in roll. Can't get my words out. While it's recording, you're still in the record. Hold roll. It says waiting for the motion, and you can motion it. I don't know if you can motion the pitch. I'm not gonna try that, but I think you can. Any of these two should be able to motion. But I think that's a cool feature. And if I feel like that I just need some swinging hats and I don't feel like trying to go in and play them that way, I might start using that. Just like a quick way to get a drum track going with some swing. Unless I'm trying to do something intricate, and then I might want to go in and, you know, personally do it, because I'm not a good step sequencer guy. I don't know it fluid enough. The sub step allows you to do those, they like your rolls. So that's what that is. You can use different ones to create stutters and, you know, the roll type effect. So let me show you the difference. There's that version, and then here's the version where I just use just the shuffle. Sounds pretty good though on just the shuffle. Then, so I think either method will work fine to get you that little swing that you want. I think the motion is the easiest, if I'm being honest. The shuffle is setting it and leaving it, but the motion gives you a little more. You can kind of play with it and get your little feel for it, and I think you get it sounds a bit more natural, if I may say, if that's a thing to say, natural with the way we're programming, because it's kind of weird. It's not playing it. So yeah, try that out. See if you have the SP, try out which method you like. I'd be glad to hear whoever has one, what their comments are. And if you don't have one, I'd still like to know which method you would like trying. I mean, maybe you'll do both and you'll figure out what works for you. But the shuffle is cool, but I think the motion might be the way to get that vibe. And I wish more people used it, because I would love to see other people like show it off, and maybe they could show me something that I could learn from. But I've been looking and I don't see anybody using it. So I'm guessing people are just doing 2-bar playing at hi-hats, which is fine. But it's kind of neat the fact that you could go in, and because of the step sequencer now, you can go in and really get some 4-bar drum parts going. So, and I know a lot of people will do 2-bar and then they'll just duplicate and then remove parts if they want to take out stuff. But anyway, just a cool option to have. So motion and shuffle are two of the things that I think are great slept on things. There was one more, and I'll be honest, my brain cannot think of it right now. And it's funny because whatever it is, I do it and I don't always think about it. So I feel like it's in here. The mark thing, I've touched on it. I could see some good use in it if you practicing and you find something you like and you want to loop that out. Percussion would be cool with it, using it, like start playing some percussive stuff and see if you can come up with like a little, even if it's a 2-bar percussive loop that you can use. That would be cool. Man, I wish I could remember what I was going to say on the, I never use this ping pong feature. I don't see too many people talking about it. Be honest with you, I don't even know what it does, exactly what it does. And the reverse is something I very rarely use. The roll set doesn't, I'll be honest, it's kind of the most wasted feature, I think, of all. The roll set. I don't really see the point of it. Like, it's not like you have a lot of control. It's almost like turn it on and then it goes. If you could turn it on, let's say you set up an 8-bar pattern, and then, or 8-bar riff or whatever, of some hats, whatever. and then you want to go in and add like your little 16ths or whatever over it. That would be kind of cool, is if you could set it for 16ths, like after you put in a 8 bar or 8, I keep saying 8 bar, but a 1/8 set of notes, and then you just want to go and get a little stutter. But I think that's probably easier in the step sequencer than it is doing it with that, because the timing, it's very hard for me, at least with the timing, to get that thing on time to make it sound good. It's not an easy thing. But anyway, those are some of the features that I think are kind of cool. Oh, I know what it was I was going to show you. Yeah, this is it. So a lot of people come in and you have these. When you come in, they'll be like, they all come in when you bring a sample in. I'm going to put that on gate. Right? And gate has its purpose if you want to play something and hold it down. But most of the time you don't want it. So if you hit shift gate, it will take the gate off the whole bank. So just bring all your samples in. Don't turn them off gate one at a time unless you need to. But then hit shift gate and just take all the samples off of the gate. And then if there's samples you want on the gate, then put those back on the gate. And that's only if you got a bunch of samples that you want to do. I mean, for me, usually it's 4 to 8 drum pieces, whether it be percussive or this. And then I might have my chords, bass, melody, another lead or something. So I'm using less than 16 pads generally to do a song. That's just me. But it's just a cool feature, shift gate, to take it off. And that's also a way to speed up your workflow. All right, I did say short. We're already 12 minutes in. That's the end of this video. I got to go. But until the next one, just a couple extra little tips and cool ideas to use.